Thank you guys. Welcome once again to this channel. If it is your first time to come across this channel, remember to subscribe, like and also comment. Guys, my question is, why is it that Jamaica still have unity? Uh, uh, have unity from slavery until now? That is my question. So guys, I have a combination of videos here that let us watch them, then I'll come up with more reaction.
Boy, right now, me, they even know because I just want to post that we say a 225 million, $1 million, spend for buy food, food, So, I want to son not get no food at Jamaica. I want to son hungry. Boy, me, I tell you, no, I need to cut it out, brother. I need to cut it out. Boy, so much money spent on food. Mercy, hey, people. May I insert the clip right as I know me say now. May I put the clip right as right as
A lot of food that Jamaicans have is from slavery, you know?
Yeah, like is it like cow
Yeah,
pork,
because back in the day,
chicken foot?
they would have the whole ox,
Yeah,
and we'll get the leftovers. That's why we
tell.
eat chicken foot, cow foot. It's for like the cut off parts that the slaves would eat, and that's why they eat things like yam, banana, dumplings, because that stuff's quite cheap and easy to make. It's just flour, yams that you grow in the ground. So a lot of the food that we eat is based off slavery. That's
Yeah,
a little
I read
thing,
it,
fun
but I
facts for you.
didn't. I didn't. Yeah.
What the nasty end of October. That's the end of that.
Hey travelers, let's take a look at a few ties to your home country. Now, when we say home country, what do we mean? So, home country is considered as the country that you were born or where you reside. So, currently, I reside in Jamaica. That's my permanent address. So, what would consider as my ties? Now, I would have done some investments or have some assets. That's one of your ties. Also, I have a land or I have my own house. So I'm a home owner. It means that it's a ties to my home country. Family on board. So you have your children, you have your husband or your wife. Also employment, that you have been working at a company for no less than 1 year. So 1 year or more. Or you have a business that is registered. From time to time, persons have been asking if having a car is a tie to your home country. The reality is, car is a liability. So it is considered as one to some extent strong tie to your home country. Because remember, you can sell that car at any point in time because it is really not a strong tie. It's not of any asset. It's a liability. So if it's a case by which you're planning on booking your consultation or you just want to have some information before you go ahead and apply for your visa, feel free to reach out to STW Travels. I'm Stephanie Williamson. Feel free to WhatsApp us at 1-876-585-7663 or send us an email at stwtravels365@gmail.com. Plus, DM is available, so feel free to reach out via DM.
Big food safety wake-up call. And yes, it affects Jamaica too. A massive recall has just been issued in the US after inspectors found rodent droppings, urine, and bird feces inside a major distribution warehouse storing food, pet food, drugs, and cosmetics. Because of that contamination, every FDA-regulated product handled there is now considered a risk. Now, here's where Jamaica comes in. We import a huge volume of food and consumer products from the United States. If a contaminated product enters the export chain, it doesn't magically stop at the US borders. It can end up on Caribbean shelves in our shops, bakeries, pharmacies, and homes. This is why import controls, supplier verification, Pest control and traceability are not paperwork exercises. They are protection systems. One weak warehouse, one ignored pest problem, and suddenly entire regions are exposed. Rodents and birds don't just cause nuisance issues. They spread salmonella, E. coli, and other serious pathogens, putting children, the elderly, and immunocompromised individuals at risk. So whether you're a regulator, importer, manufacturer, or consumer, this is your reminder. Know your suppliers, demand proper sanitation, take pest control seriously, and never ignore early warning signs. Food safety is global, and what happens in one warehouse can affect dinner tables right here in Jamaica.
Every day, you hear a lot of Jamaicans come on social media and I talk about how the Prime Minister sell out the beaches them. No, the Prime Minister don't sell out nothing. You see, because a lot of Jamaicans can't read and write, you don't need to go learn to read and write. Them need to bring back some school, like Jamal and them thing where people can go learn to read and write. Because you see, when you're done saying you can't read and write, anything people say, you don't follow them and say it. Let me tell you something, man. There is a Beach Act from 1956 which allows the government to grant exclusive access and rights to private developers and luxurious resort. Make that sink. So when these people build up their fancy hotels, they have a right to block public citizens from coming on their beaches. You understand me? So because you can't go up on the beach, go catch no fish and bathe and do your spiritual work anymore, you curse out the government, so the government sell out Jamaica. You don't need to stop them things and go learn to read and write. You don't go read things before you come talk. Stop follow some of these people. They make you look like you're stupid when you're not stupid. Jamaicans are very street smart people, Yeah, man. But you don't need to stop make people lead and go lead yourself. You hear me say? You see the colonial era Beach Control Act of 1956. It grant private owners the rights and ownership over some coastal lands, resulting in most beaches being privatized by foreigners and foreign developers for resort and luxurious developments. So after these people control these areas, it is not open to the public anymore. You don't need to go read. Read. And if you don't can read, you don't ask question. Me don't talk. Last but not least, although Jamaica gained independence in 1962, the Beach Act still remained the same, with the Governor General having the power to control the beach accesses, not the Prime Minister. You remember that. I said what I said. I not take back my talk, I say, you need to know no history. You need to read and write properly and go ask questions. Because most of the people who can read and write, you look stupid. Nobody not say you can put up on a placard and demonstrate, But remember, it is still ineffective.
When the British West Indian Islands and Territories came together to establish a political union that would have legal, social, and developmental impact across the region and the world, you know what Jamaica say? You know what Jamaica say? Your head good. My name is Devon Adana, and I tell stories of Caribbean courage, diaspora defiance, and island impact. The West Indies Federation was created on January 3rd, 1958. by the British Caribbean Federation Act, which was passed in the UK Parliament on August 2nd, 1956. So I say, let me talk about the people, the institution, the events that brought about the creation and eventual dissolution of this single historic event. This is a picture of Princess Margaret on April 22nd, 1958, at the inauguration of the West Indies Federal Legislature located in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. You see, the British Caribbean Federation Act provided for the federation of certain colonies within the West Indies. Also provided for a federal judicial jurisdiction. Now that's real important and it's a huge step towards independence from Britain, because it means that we could now hear and determine our own matters in our own courts. Now on the surface, this might seem like a simple act about there being one court that really would operate like how the CCJ operates today. But as we Caribbean people say, more was in the mortar than just the pestle. Because along with a federal court, they also allowed for a federal government to be established. And such other federal authorities as may be necessary or expedient. This is a picture of the very first graduate of the University College of the West Indies, the precursor to UWINA. This is them on January 15, 1953, before the creation of the British West Indian Federation. What you need to understand is that the region had already started making collaborative efforts. It's since 1948 that Mona Jamaica opened its doors to welcome the fabled 33 students from across the Caribbean, 10 women and 23 men who would be the pioneers of the region's first tertiary education product. Pushing for further West Indian Federation wasn't new. In fact, it seemed like it would have been welcome. But there was one factor that was looming for many of these Caribbean territories. You see, the 1940s and 50s, that was a time when the region was calling for more liberation from the British Empire. Many islands were seeing full adult suffrage for the first time in their local internal governments. And for some, federation was a threat to their cause for independence. You see, every liberty granted by that 1956 Act was subject to approval by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. On the other hand, many people saw federation as a further release of power from the United Kingdom. This is a picture of the front cover of the Evening News newspaper on January 3rd, 1958. This is the scene that greeted the new Governor General of the Federation, Lord Hales. This is when he arrived in Trinidad and Tobago, which was the capital of the British West Indian Federation. Apart from a Governor General and a capital headquarters, the Federation also had a Prime Minister, and that was Mr. Grantley Adams of Barbados. Now, he was formerly the Premier of Barbados, and he was the only Prime Minister of the Federation. This Federation was a serious thing. They had flag, they had coat of arms, they had anthem, but it seems like none of those things could surmount the challenges that the organization would face. Governance and administrative structures imposed by the British, to disagreements among territories over policies like the taxation and central planning, to even an unwillingness by many of the territorial governments to give up power, political power, to the Federation. And one of the major issues Jamaica had was the fact that the federal capital was in Trinidad and Tobago. This is a picture of the Jamaican newspaper, the Daily Gleaner. This is on January 20th, 1961, a little over 3 years after the Federation was established. And it was the day after a referendum was put to the Jamaican people about whether or not Jamaica should stay in the Federation. More than 60% of the electorate participated, with over 250,000 voters saying no, and just over 215,000 voters saying yes to remaining in the Federation. The result? Jamaica leave the West Indies Federation. But what made Jamaica take a referendum to the people in the first place? Some say it's because Jamaicans felt that there was not enough progress being made towards their own independence as a sovereign nation. You mean I had to federate first and then get independence? Kuya! Others say Jamaicans didn't like the fact that their share of seats in the federal parliament was not on par with the size of the population that they were bringing to the federation. I have more people, why I don't have more of a say? And yet another group of people would say that Jamaica would not be getting much benefit, that in fact it was a burden to them to be in the federation. This is a picture of the West Indies Federation at the Governor General's residence on January 3rd, 1958. Of course, Jamaica resigning from the federation left things in a tailspin. At the time, Jamaica was administratively linked to the Cayman Islands and Turks and Caicos. So when they left with a good chunk of people. It meant that now Trinidad and Tobago was responsible for 75% of the federation bills. Needless to say, that was a hefty burden for one colony alone. Trinidad and Tobago followed suit and left the federation, resulting in that now infamous line by then Premier Dr. Eric Williams: 1 from 10 leaves naught. Both nations, Trinidad and Tobago as well as Jamaica, would go on to secure their independence from Britain in August 1962. This left the Little Eight, which were the smallest of the 10 British West Indian states: Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts, Nevis and Anguilla, as well as Montserrat, Dominica, and Antigua and Barbuda. All now had to negotiate to maintain the federation, which they did for a few more months until it was finally dissolved on May 31st, 1962. I know many, especially people who were alive at the time, saw this as a dark day in Caribbean history. But because of the resilience of us as Caribbean people and our willingness to really figure out a way to work together, we wouldn't have CARICOM if it wasn't for these growing pains like the West Indian Federation. I know you want more Caribbean stories like this. Click plus for more.
Yes. We marched through the streets of Montego Bay. The police were frantic, all on the phone. Oh, man, what? Look at this. They didn't have enough. You ain't got enough jails in Jamaica for all of us. But it's very important that the people saw that. The people need to see unity in action. And that's something Jamaica has never seen. Remember, Jamaica rejected the teachings of Marcus Garvey. That's why he went to America. Yes, Jamaica. You hated Marcus Garvey about a black God and the unity of the black man and black woman. You hated that. A lot of you still got that spirit on you. So, when we marched throughout Montego Bay in force, it was a powerful thing to see. Labor rights, Jamaicans, we are on our way out of the wilderness that the PNP led us in and kept us here for over 18 and a half years. We are marching out of the wilderness. We have now shown that we can get your children employed. We have shown that we can pay down the national debt. We have shown that we can keep the dollar stable. We have shown that we can build more road than any other government has ever built before in Jamaica. We have shown that we can build houses for you, and we are going to ensure that there is peace in the land so that all Jamaicans can enjoy sweet, sweet Jamaica. God bless you. Peace and prosperity.
Effective immediately, the government has ordered that all females should stop wearing wigs, or they will face a life sentence in prison.
Now, this is just a quick video just in case you wanted to visit the open house for Union Acres in Irwin, St. James. Now, these are NHT units, and I think the lady said there will be about 144 of them to be available by the end of July. Now, They did not discuss the price for these. They said the price is yet to be decided. But I can tell you, based on the turnout for these units, I can tell you if they had something in mind, I think they're going to push it a little bit further because they know that the demand is there. But anyways, let us see how that goes. Now, looking on the inside, you can see that it is just a regular scheme unit. The space is just the same. But I can tell you that at the back of the property, you'll realize that there is ample space for you to expand. And you will see that I went to the end of the lot, and you will see the distance from the house to see that there is a lot of space for you to expand. So if you're interested, you can make sure that you listen out to see when they're accepting applications and just try your luck to see if you can be one of those persons to own one of those 144 homes.
Hello guys, welcome once again to this channel. As you have watched, you have seen how these Jamaicans talk about their unit. And my question is that what has made these Jamaicans to stay united since slavery until now? We see that during that time of slavery, many Africans and many other people were brought to Jamaica to under Hatch rule. And during that time, when they came to Jamaica, that is the time they were not speaking the same language. They were speaking different languages, different colleges. But when they reached in Jamaica, because they were they were struggling together, that unity which was created there, it is there until now. So these are some of the reactions that has made Jamaica to unify themselves until now since slavery. One, the struggle they shared and the strength they shared among them. We have seen that during slavery, many Africans from other parts of the world were brought, many people from other parts of the world were brought to Jamaica. And these people passed through hardship. So through that hardship made them to unite now to start having one common thing because they were passing through the same struggle, the same slavery. So that when slavery ended, these people remain unified until now. They are the same because when they share that struggle, they share how they passed through those difficulties, they say they are one. That is why until now these Jamaicans are still have unity and they are united. And that is why you will not find that they are quarreling, they are doing one. Instead, there are many people from different tribes, from different countries, but they are united. They do things common. They do things according to how it is supposed to be done. Also culture. The culture that these people learn from Jamaica, when you talk about the culture, music, when you hear those music dance halls, has brought these people to stay together until now. When you hear Bob Marley, when he raised that one love song, it has unified many people across Jamaica. That is why these people are still together. They are united because of that culture. And we have food. They shared milk, they shared food. It has made them to unite. And also we have the language. But a language that these people created. Okay, but a language was not a part of Jamaican. but it was a language that was brought due to different tribes, to different communities. They come up with the one common language that now they are speaking, and now in most parts of the world there are certain language, but these people came up with patois language so that it can unify them. That is why when you meet a Jamaican, most of them, rather than speak English, they speak patois language so that it differentiates them. So it has unified them until now, that is patois language. And also we have national pride and global success. When you hear about how these Jamaicans have succeeded in some of the activities nationwide, for example, we have Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt, as he led in athletics, people that has made many people to be united because they know that character, that man has done for the country, and people they love one unity because of that culture that has been brought there. So national unity has brought by that global success, and many people have now gone to the field. For example, we have Chinese Jamaicans are also playing, we have African Jamaicans are also playing. So it has led many people, well, let me say sports and games, has made many people to unite. And then now these Jamaicans are united because of success in those global camps. We have also faith. Most people, like most churches in Jamaica, they express unity. And we normally get, like in schools also, in those communities, people are being taught how to unite, to remain, to have unity. That is why unity is there until now in Jamaica. We have also the Maroon legacy. Actually, these people, when they when they buy themselves together, they say they work together, and it helped them. Until now, they are together. They are working together. It has made Jamaica to remain unit, to have unity until now. So, guys, I know these are some of the reactions that I have raised, but there are many other reactions, many other reasons that has made Jamaica to remain united until now. So, guys, if you have any other suggestion, just drop your comment in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, remember to subscribe, like, and also comment.